From the High Definition Production Center of Troy University's Broadcast and Digital Network at Troy, Alabama's International University, this is Troy TrojanVision News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision News for September 12th, 2016. I'm Rachel Wilkerson.
And I'm Jordan Elston. Thank you for joining us this evening. The Trojan football team fell to Clemson on Saturday, but you wouldn't have thought that by the crowd outside Veterans Memorial Stadium Saturday night. Hundreds of Trojan fans eagerly awaited the Trojans to cheer them on for their hard-fought 6-point loss to the number 2 team in the nation. Ryan Renfro has all the excitement.
It was a loss on Saturday afternoon in Death Valley to the number 2 ranked Clemson Tigers that led to what you see now. 400 plus Troy students gathering to welcome the Troy football team back to Trojan territory.
They fought with all they had, and we thought we owed it to them to get these students out here and just to tell them that we appreciate their effort.
Super proud to be Troy Trojans right now. Our team played their hearts out and they give it their all.
And as the Trojans gave it their all against the Tigers, Trojan fans weren't the only ones taking notice at what was happening in Death Valley. Before the first half came to a close, Troy was the number 1 trending topic on Twitter, with over 27,000 tweets.
I think the country respects Troy now. I think the country knows where Troy is. You don't have to ask Clemson fans anymore, who's Troy University? Where's Troy University? We've made our mark in the state of Alabama, and I really do think we're here to stay. It's just the beginning for us.
One Trojan fan says the welcoming back of the Trojan football team was an incredible sight to see.
I've never seen this after a away game where the students came out and met the team like they did tonight.
And as for what's next for the Trojans, everyone seems to be looking forward to next Saturday.
I think if we play with the caliber we played, the offense wrinkles it out, gets the wrinkles out a little bit, and the defense maintains that level of intensity, I really do think come December we'll be playing for a Sun Belt championship. I really do.
The Trojans will make that next move toward the Sun Belt championship on Saturday against Southern Miss. Ryan Renfro, Troy TrojanVision News.
Ryan will have the highlights from Saturday's game coming up later in the show during sports.
Yesterday was the 15th anniversary of the September 11th terrorist attacks, and on Friday the Office of Civic Engagement held a service day in honor of those that lost their lives. Samantha Charles has the details.
On Friday, the Office of Civic Engagement held a day of service in honor of those who lost their lives in the September 11th terrorist attacks.
We are engaged in our annual fall days of service around the 9/11 memorial, 15th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks.
So this whole weekend is dedicated to the victims of 9/11, and I just want to commemorate them in a way of giving back.
This year, the volunteers gathered at the Boys and Girls Club to do something a little different.
This time we decided to really dig in someplace and try to meet some really acute needs.
We cleaned out basically all of the rooms in here, and as well as that we did we just moved all the carpet out of every room and basically cleaned up, tidied up, do a lot of things a lot of house cleaning work.
Tyler and Seelan both vividly remember where they were when they received the breaking news.
4th grade, Miss Welch's class. I came into class late, and all the teachers were coming out crying and scared. I didn't understand what was going on. Still didn't at that time, being so young.
I was actually a freshman in college going into a geology class, so yeah, I do distinctly.
The Office of Civic Engagement hopes to continue work with the Boys and Girls Club and also get involved with other organizations around the Troy area.
The Boys and Girls Club is just really making a lot of great ways, and we want to be a part of and help it out in many ways as we can. We have a good relationship with the director here, Wayne Buchanan, so we want to just keep that going and help them out in the many ways we can, and as well as other vendors around Troy.
Samantha Charles, Troy TrojanVision News.
This was a part of the Office of Civic Engagement's Fall Service Day, and they will have another opportunity to get involved in the spring. Troy residents had the chance to get some fresh local produce over the weekend.
Jamal Kennedy was on the square with details.
Today at the square of downtown Troy, a farmer's market was held where citizens could come and purchase produce and other products as well.
This is our first downtown market ever. Of course, we have produce, and then we've got baked goods and canned goods, and then we've got several art and craft vendors that are here that have lots of, neat items for people to purchase.
Not only was it an event for local farmers to sell their produce, but others like the Faulkner sisters were selling their works as well.
We have kitchen angels, glass bottles, states that we painted, picture hangers for the owls. We have broom. We have customized swings and benches that we can make.
It took time and preparation to pull this together. It wasn't an idea that the city council came up with at the last minute.
We have been promoting it for a couple of months now. We've used our media partners in town to help us promote, along with social media and just lots of different things.
We were decorating our own houses, so we just started making them, and we were eating at Mama Goldberg's last week, and it was on the table. And we were like, well, let's just try it.
And the farmers market today was about more than just the selling of the products, but about creating activity in the community.
This is just a great event where you've got the people from the community here, and they're seeing their neighbors and their friends, and they're visiting, having a great time while they're, doing some shopping also. So it's just, it's a very fun-filled event.
We love it. We really enjoyed it. Getting to actually meet people and getting to know the community a lot more. So it's actually a good experience.
Jamal Kennedy, Troy, TrojanVision News.
The next downtown market will be on September 24th.
Now, the latest in Trojan Sports on Troy TrojanVision News.
Good evening, Trojan fans. What a weekend it was in Trojan Sports, and what a better way to start off tonight with a little Trojan football. Now, as we already heard, the Trojans were in action on Saturday against the number 2 ranked Clemson Tigers in Death Valley. And just to reiterate this, the Trojans were the number 1 trending topic on Twitter with over 27,000 tweets. And the unfavored Trojans, a team capturing the spotlight away from the field, took the Tigers all the way to the very end.
Our guys in the locker room know that we're going to compete till the end.
Whether you were in Death Valley rooting on the Trojans or watching from back home in Trojan territory, you saw a Trojan football team that did in fact compete to the very end against the Clemson Tigers. It was a game that ended with the Tigers on top by a final score of 30-24. And though Coach Brown says it's never okay to lose, it's no question the Trojans came ready to play.
I think our kids are proud of what they accomplished. I mean, they put themselves on the national scene, and it's been a while. We did a great job controlling the clock in the first half. We had it, I think 16, 17 minutes compared to 11 or 12 for them.
And in that first half, true freshman running back Jabir Fry rushed for a 66-yard touchdown on a 4th-and-1 play, tying the game up at 10.
You can always feel the tide turning when you're playing such a talented team, and I felt like that was a point where the tide was starting to turn.
It's hard to see Fry down there, So he took it to the house, and I was so excited. And I think it was his first touchdown in Clemson.
And from Fry's touchdown, the Trojans went into the half down 13-10. And after trailing 27-10, the Trojans came roaring back, with Silvers connecting with DeAndre Douglas for 2 touchdowns. And though those 2 touchdowns wouldn't be enough, Coach Brown says this loss is a pivotal game for the rest of the season.
Is this going to be a game that we rally around and build on for the future, or is this going to be just a close loss? Because it's not okay to lose, but if our kids will continue to get better, keep believing, then we've got a chance to be a really good football team down the stretch.
Next up for the Trojans will be Southern Mississippi this Saturday in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Kickoff for that game is set for 6 p.m. And the football team wasn't the only squad facing off against a top-ranked opponent over the weekend. On Sunday afternoon, the Trojan soccer team took on the number 1 ranked Florida State Seminoles. And if you thought the football game was close, wait until you hear how this one turned out. The Trojans allowing just 3 challenging shots on Troy goalie Mickey Lewis, holding the Seminoles scoreless. But a scoreless Trojan team called for overtime. In the first minute of OT, Florida State's Kristen McFarland chested the game winner off of a header from teammate Kirsten Crowley, making the final score 1-0. The Trojans are now 4-4 on the season and will face off against Appalachian State this Friday at the Trojan Soccer Complex, and that game will begin at 7 p.m. And the Trojan men's golf team, also known as the defending Sun Belt Conference champions, returned to play today at the Invitational at the Ocean Course at the Kiowa Island Resort. The Trojans have a busy schedule today, playing a grand total of 36 holes, and the team will bounce back tomorrow to finish up play with 18 holes. So pretty busy 2 days for the Trojan golf team. Now, as the Trojans swing back into play, one thing to keep in mind about this team is that it's returning its entire lineup from last year's championship season. And the Trojan volleyball team at the court this weekend over in Montgomery, and it's safe to say head coach Sonny Kirkpatrick and his Trojans had a pretty successful weekend. The Trojans got the weekend started with a 3-1 win over Alabama State on Friday. Then in Saturday's doubleheader, the Trojans picked up right where they left off, downing Chicago State by a final of 3-1 and sending Savannah State home packing with its 11th loss on the season. With the 3 wins over the weekend, the Trojans now sit at an overall record of 5-4 on the year and will return to play tomorrow night at 7 p.m. over in Birmingham against the Blazers of UAB.